Good morning. Here we are. This is the last week of September. I'm Amanda. I am our Director of Research here at Centro de Agricultura Regenerativa de la Huasteca, and I'm going to do my weekly check-in. Technically, this is not weekly because I've been away for a couple weeks, but I'm back now, so I'm going to walk around the property and just see what needs to be done this week, what our priorities are. So let's take a walk, and we'll do a banana count while we're at it. Buenos dias, Luis. Luis is out with the weed eater this morning. The whole crew came to greet us when we arrived, including Fiera. So let's start our banana check on this side. Bananas have really been going off these last couple of weeks since we've had plenty of rain. So we got some purple bananas coming in here. More purple bananas on this side. So that's two. Shade house area is looking good. Still haven't gotten around to our biochar, but we're still accumulating material. Our leucaena is putting on seeds, so we'll have to collect some of those, even though they're very prolific and easy to come by. Let's check out how our pollinator garden's coming on this side. Our plumeria is not blooming anymore. We still got a couple there, still beautiful. And our pollinator garden is starting to fill in. We've got some pest issues with a couple plants, but that's okay. We definitely don't want to put any insecticide on these ones if we're trying to attract pollinators. And here's our big progress for this last couple of weeks. We're putting in our pollinator garden mural. It's still got some work to be done, but this is by a local artist here, Laura, who's making this beautiful mural for us. Got some sun hemp putting on some beautiful yellow flowers. Over here it looks like the squash got some pest issues. But we've replanted with some new varieties. We're just kind of running through our 9 squash varieties just to see what kind of tends to do okay with minimal care, and then we can narrow out what really is struggling and come back in and do a more formal trial. We've got our papayas here for our kind of intermittent shade in what will be where we grow our horticulture crops. Now in here we have a couple of melon plants that are kind of establishing. I think one of our priorities this week is going to have to be some weed control. Here's another melon plant. That'll be a nice treat when those come along. Another one of our priorities in the next couple of weeks is going to be getting this vetiver under control. Put on a lot of biomass. It has a lot of dry material in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it back, collect the paja, the biomass. We use it as ground cover, like over here. And then we're going to burn what's left to get that dried, dead material out, so that when it comes time to collect our rhizomes, we've got a lot of viable material. Got our little tomatoes on this side. These ones are what we call here coyoles, or tomate criollo. They're not very productive, but they produce these tiny little tomatoes. You see these? And they are so sweet. I'm going to take a couple to snack on. So flavorful. Delicious. Well, last week we got a delivery of some bananas, and we are going to have a banana and papaya grow area that's going to be closer to the river. It's going to be down there, like right around where that little truck is. But in the meantime, we just planted them here in this bed. So we have some purple bananas, some Tabasco bananas, which is a new variety to add to our collection here. Now, while we're over here, Let's add to our banana list. So we had 3 trees fruiting over there. This is a 4th. Let's see what else we've got over here. Here's a 5th. This one's purple. That last one was costillon. And here's a 6th. We're gonna have plenty of bananas. So when the plant stops setting fruit, Luis cuts off the flower. Maybe in a future video we can talk about sink source relationships and producers of photoassimilates and users of photoassimilates. But that's a bit much for this video. Last week we also cut back some vetiver over here so we can collect this material. Let's see. I don't see any fruiting on this mulberry tree. But our mango tree is looking good. And here in the shade house we have some tomatoes coming in our little grow bags and some potatoes. These are starting to set fruit too. Got some little tomatoes. Look at that. Nothing like freshly grown and harvested when ripe tomatoes. And as usual, we have plenty of trees to transplant in the shade house. And a few pollinators visiting us this morning. Let's take a look at the worms. And then we'll wrap it up for the day. Or at least for this video. Alright, like I said, we had some rain, but at least the top of our worm bedding looks nice and dry. Not too compacted. See if we can find any worms in here. It's a little cool, so they might not be hanging out. Ah, here we go. There's a buddy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple more. Yeah, they're in there. We got some nice kitchen waste. We're gonna feed them. Yeah, got another little critter in there. It is a little moist in here, so I'm gonna maybe try to put on a little more bedding. There we go. Looks like our population's healthy. I got some ants, but that's normal as long as they don't get out of hand. Let's look at bed 1. Looks like we have some drainage here. We're collecting that in buckets. That's good nutrient and microbe-rich water. Bed 1 looks pretty similar. At least dry at the top. We got some worms. There we go. Yeah, they're coming up to the surface. They look happy and healthy. Once we put our kitchen scraps on there, especially things like watermelon rinds, they like to come and group up and we can get a better idea of our population density. We got our ciruelo trees over there. Man, I'm looking forward to ciruelo season. And everything looks green and lush and happy after a rain.